Oh, you know what I didn't think about? This isn't running in, oh, this isn't running in windowed borderless, is it? Okay. Oh, why didn't I think about that? Maybe we can start the championship mode and then back out. Let's see, formation lap, safety car on. Regular, yeah, regular. Definitely regular. Dynamic, obviously. Just double check some of these settings. Yeah, short practice, probably shouldn't need practice. I'll explain that when we get in there. Short qualifying, so not the normal qualifying. Should we do the full qualifying? It's championship. We'll do full qualifying. Alright, so we're not gonna have we're not going to have the chat for right now. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to back out of the menu to set up F1 2017 to be windowed borderless. So I can't see chat on the screen without windowed borderless mode. Does it really still say that? Click on that. Maybe that updates it. Does that
We're about to
things?
join the action in what is sure to be an interesting practice session here in Melbourne. It's not long until we get the session underway, and we'll have some cars appearing out on the track. Anthony Davidson is here as usual to help take us through the action. And I've seen some questions on social media and other places about this current crop of F1 cars and why they're so much faster now, despite being significantly heavier than the previous generations of machines. Take us through that one.
I'd be happy to, Crofty. And simply put, it's a matter of grip. Now, that comes from two sources. You have what we call mechanical grip, which comes from the surface of the tyres sticking to the road. And these tyres are significantly wider now when compared to previous years.
This is a throwback.
So they have the potential for more mechanical grip. Then you have the downforce, of course, which pushes the car into the road as the air moves over it, thus generating grip. And these cars have about 20% more downforce, which is more than enough to overcome the added weight.
I feel like the audio levels for the game are a touch too high.
Okay, Jeff here. Radio check seems good. Before we get started, I just want to tell you how much I'm looking forward to working with you. Your success is my success, so let's give it our all. If you need anything, just let me know.
Seb's engineer is Jeff, apparently. Now, can I do stuff from here? Graphics on screen display? No, that's not. It's not that. It's not gonna. It might be in graphics. Advanced setup. New. It's not that. Video mode. Windowed, but full screen. Confirm your changes. Yeah! Oh yeah! Accept. Okay. Found it. Found out the settings. Alright, cool. Let me do this for just a second. Go back to my channel. Let me do something real super fast. Real super fast. Why in the world?
If you start to suffer from oversteer, come in and let us have a look at the setup. You will get oversteer if the rear tyres lose grip before the front. Usually this will be coming from a lack of rear downforce or an overly stiff rear suspension, but a little tweak with negative camber or toe-in can also help with this.
Just checking my stream. I don't know why it says NHL21 on it. It should say F1 2017 in the game description, but for some reason it doesn't say that. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just putting a link out for this, so just give me a second to put the link out, and we'll be good to go here. Just give me a second here.
It's pretty quiet out on track. We should consider getting out there.
Alright, link's been sent out. Hopefully this works. We're doing a full distance, obviously, race and championship. This is a practice mode. I don't need too much practice, but this will give me a chance to test the car setup, which, isn't this button go here? Uh-oh. What? Oh, it's from here. Okay, so we're going to put this setup on the car. Just for the record, for my own personal reasons, my sensitivity on my steering wheel is 280. That's a critical piece of information because it makes the car go fast. Make car go vroom. Make car go fast. Oh God, it's just gonna throw me right in here, isn't it? I should have done the L lap. Okay, car feels a little tight in this session. Oh God. Okay, the steering feels completely different. How are the audio settings? I'm assuming the audio is pretty good. I know we're doing an older game here. Okay, there's a ton of understeer. Why is there so much understeer? Alright, I don't know. Brake bias at 52. Let's try that. Tires could be cold. Take a few laps. God, the car's all over the place. Take a few laps to get the car underneath us. See if it improves over a few laps. Oh, there's just too much understeer right now. It's awful. We are on a set of medium compound tires. Or no, these are softs. God, I've got it all backwards. I'm so used to today. The new regulations, it's actually the soft compound tire, but it is the middle compound that they brought to Melbourne, I think. No, it's actually the hardest compound. What did they used to bring to Australia? Didn't they used to bring ultra... Shut up, Jeff. Didn't they used to bring ultra soft, super soft, and soft tire? I think those are the compounds that they brought to Australia. I can't remember. In first. I have to remember the tire compounds from 2017. I think it was the ultra soft, super soft, and soft tire. Can't remember the exact tire compounds. Good news is we're going purple, but once we get behind another car, that turbulent air just gets right in the way. It's Carlos Sainz, who was driving for Toro Rosso in
Fuel
the...
is marginal. We're close to using up the load. Pit in within 2 laps. Come in this lap, please. Box this lap.
Then why'd you put so little fuel in the car? What is my pit limiter? Okay, got it. Sped in the pit lane, but I got a warning. In reality, I would get a fine for speeding in the pit lane, but I didn't speed. But I think the compounds from Melbourne were ultra soft, super soft, and soft tires. It's been a couple of years because they switched it to just calling it soft, medium, and hard tire, and they went with 3 colors. It used to be the Pirelli Rainbow, they called it. So we used to have the purple ultra softs, which will stick on the... Well, hold on. How many tire compounds did they give us for the weekend? Because I can't remember. I don't know what... I didn't select a tire allocation. The game's just going to give me one, so let's see. What is the tire allocation we have? Where do I see all that? There isn't a tire allocation, is there? There isn't. It just says end session. I guess they just give you 1 tire because I decided to do a short practice session. So we have the soft tire, and that's it. We're in 6th, doing 29 zeros. Or do you do it under a car setup? It might be in car setup. It might be different from... Yeah, there you go. Okay, so we do have different tires. They're just in a different thing. I forgot that the tablet was a thing that they did in 2017. Do a flying lap because I don't feel like driving out. This is just to get a hang of the car, and we can go faster. We were going faster on that last lap, and now we're going to go on a softer compounded tire. And oh, I forgot to put a little more fuel in the car, but let's just do a couple laps to see where the car is at on the softest compound of the weekend. And that confirms, by the way, that it was ultra soft, super soft, and soft tires. Sweet drift out of the final corner there, Seb. Just trying to find where the grip is. Kimi's ahead of us. By the way, Kimi is absolutely rapid back in this time of the F1 games. Absolutely rapid driver. Super quick. Gone purple in the first sector. We're coming for that fastest time. See, the car feels great on ultra soft tires. Feels amazing, actually. Can't quite get it to be flat. At least coming through there behind other cars, you just don't have the grip. So that was modeled in 17. I don't remember that being modeled in 17, but it's been quite a few years. Terrible final corner. In fact, I'm amazed I don't have damage. Do I?
That lap puts you at the top of the table.
Well, we're fastest. I don't know by how much. Cars all over the place. See that slide? That's something that they fixed in future games, and it's something I don't like about this game. feel like you'll know if you're driving in too hard if you start sliding like that.
Box this lap, please. Box this lap.
Gosh dang it. It really is difficult coming through the high-speed chicane there when you're behind another car. You just don't have the grip. The downforce loss is pretty significant there, obviously. Ferrari not putting enough fuel in my car. Super slow pit lane speed here. 60 kph. Which is very, I think it's one of the slowest on the whole calendar. It's definitely one of the more awkward pit lanes. For that reason. I'm a little tuckered out, but we're going to do this. So, how much faster are we? Oh, wow. But it's, look at that, that's a tire, that's a difference of tire.
Okay, here's something to remember about this circuit. The most important braking zone is probably the penultimate corner, T15. It's a very tight left-hander.
Jeff!
You will understeer if you take liberties with it, so be careful.
Oh, Jeff, shut up. So that's not even a tire difference. It's barely, we're barely faster on a faster compounded tire. Now, granted, it wasn't a perfect lap or anything, but yeah, this could be a pretty interesting weekend. Kimi on the soft tire. How much time is remaining? 13 minutes. Let's put a set of super softs on and just see what our pace is like on the middle compound tire, and let's make sure we put a little more fuel in the car so we can do more than 2 laps. Because we just can't do more than 2 laps right now, apparently. No, that's, I need that back. I need that back. I don't think that's Jeff. My name is Jeff. Okay. How do I edit this? Isn't it that button? It's a little bit different from the current F1 games. So we'll do about 8.9 laps of fuel. That should be more than enough to at least do a few laps. Get a feel for the biggest thing that I want to get a feel for is the tire. As we turn the laps, I want to get a feel for what the tire is going to feel like. Oh, you know what I haven't looked at? What the weather's going to be like, because we got random weather on. It could be raining for the Grand Prix. Australia always seems to get rain in these games.
Kimi's in P4 at the moment.
Actually feels pretty good already on the super soft tire. I don't expect this tire to be faster, but sometimes the car actually likes the different tires better. The setup works better with different tires, so we'll see. A little bit deep. The handling model is very weird, but it's better than it was on console. I'll say that. Way better than it ever was on console. This game was hard to drive on console. But you still got that slide that I'm glad they got rid of. Becomes even more prominent when you're following someone through a corner. Chance to work on a DRS pass. Oh God. Come on, Ericsson. Which way, my friend? The hell was that? Did you see what Ericsson just did? Guys, I think Ericsson hit us. Thank you, Ericsson. Doesn't look like we have damage. This car seems fine. Ocon is pulling out of the way. He's on a cooldown lap. So that's why he's getting out of the way. He's on a cooldown lap. Very friendly. Here's the temperatures that we're running at. F1 brakes run at very incredibly hot temperatures. Their operating temperature is like 2,000 degrees or something like that, I think. Incredible stuff. Oh God. Just, again, the handling model in this game is very weird. But I have so much nostalgia for this game. It was my first F1 game back in the day. I say back in the day, like 4 years was forever ago, but it feels like forever ago. Hello, Arthur. How are you doing today? Just trying to get a feel for the car before we do the qualifying. Using this practice session to get familiar with the handling again. So used to the modern F1 games, which are so much better in handling, they are. But yeah, this game feels different. It's not necessarily bad, it's just different. The sliding thing under braking is a little bad, but there's so much grip in these cars. I'm doing pretty good myself. A little bit tired, but other than that, feeling pretty well. Gosh, Stroll is so slow. This is when Williams was actually good. Williams actually had a car that could compete for podiums. Come on, Lance Stroll. 7 Stroll teammates now. At the same team. Wow, he's slow off that corner. Wow, 2013. Now that's an old game. No, I haven't played 2013. I have played 2012. It's like Steam isn't selling 2013 for some reason. It's not on the Steam store, or else I would have bought it. But I haven't played 13. Now my first game was 17, so I'm a relatively recent F1 fan. This was the game that got me into F1. Now 13 had some awesome 13 was the game that had the classic tracks and stuff. I wish they'd bring that back. That was a cool game. But again, I haven't played it, so I can't comment on playing it, but I have seen other people play 13. The last year with the V8 engine. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to have to do if I want to play 13. Yeah, that's actually quite a decent list of classic tracks. I'm glad they brought Imola back, because they're actually racing there again, but glad they brought that track back. I enjoy that track on the current game. Esteril's pretty cool. Okay, the car feels pretty good over the long run, so there's not much time left in the practice session anyway. I'm just going to practice the pit entrance one more time, and then we'll get to qualifying. Car's got a little bit of understeer in some places. And stop on my marks. It's 60 kph. There we go. I am from the United States. So I'm one of those rare American F1 fans. I like Portimao because it's a unique track. It's hard to drive. It's very technical. It's not the best racing, but I like Portimao. I actually prefer Portimao to Spain, or Barcelona, I should say. Barcelona is an okay track in terms of the layout, but the racing isn't good. It's pretty boring. Portimao's racing isn't great either, but I would rather at least watch them drive on an interesting track. Shut up, Jeff.
26.4.
Shut up, Jeff. All right. What was I saying? Portimao. The racing isn't great at Portimao either, but at least it's a track that's pretty challenging to the drivers. Can't guess. I'm gonna take a stab. Well, I really can't, but I'm gonna guess. United Kingdom? I'm probably not right. Wait, what am I doing? I keep pressing the wrong button. I didn't mean to open I don't want the tablet. Let's open this. Skip to the end of the session. Go to qualifying. Yes. Yes.
Quick look at the classification at the end of the session then.
Okay, so Hamilton was faster on a harder compound of tire. That's not good.
That's it for practice then. We'll see you again soon.
I love the Ferrari in this game because it has so much grip. It's so grippy in the corners.
Welcome to Melbourne, where
Oh,
qualifying for the
no.
Australian Grand Prix should be getting underway shortly. With the weather as it is today, Anthony Davidson,
I didn't prepare for
we have,
rain.
to some extent, to throw the form book out of the window. Who do you see
That looks
having
like
the
Paul di
advantage on
Resta.
this slippery, unpredictable track surface?
Traditionally, these are very Adrian Newey conditions. The Red Bull's habit of creating incredible downforce coupled with a high
Oh, you're
rate
from
of
Brazil.
updraft
Okay.
is perfect for the wet, and it's helped them close
You guys
the
have
power
an
gap
awesome
a number
track,
of
by
times
the
over
way,
recent
in
years.
Interlagos.
I think
You
Force
guys have a
India
lot
as
of
well,
awesome
always
tracks
a
in
bit of a
Brazil.
dark horse in changeable conditions. And of course, the McLarens have a fairly good chassis.
There's
Having
Felipe,
said that, I don't want to make a firm prediction.
fellow Brazilian driver.
More than performance, the deciding factor is going to be the timing. The
So if
level
I
of
could
wetness into
add
a track
or
is gonna
remove
constantly rise and
5
fall,
tracks,
and anyone who can find that perfect window when it's at its driest will have a big advantage out there.
that's a tough question. I would definitely remove Russia.
Okay, you should be able to get into the next qualifying session easily, so try to get a hot lap in early so we can save the tyres.
I would definitely remove Russia, Abu Dhabi. Removing 5 is hard. But definitely Russia, Abu Dhabi. Oh, I can't even think of what's on the calendar. Give me 1 second. I gotta figure out, is it gonna rain in the race as well?
The radar's showing a clear patch on its way. There's about 10 more minutes of this rain.
Oh, it's gonna dry up. But what is it gonna do for the race? Okay, the race is gonna be dry. I'm gonna do this on a dry setup. there's no point in doing this on a wet setup.
I'd take a set of intermediates in these unpredictable conditions.
Have a custom setup, yeah.
Everyone ready? Okay, let's go.
Those are very interesting modifications to the calendar. I would definitely remove... Okay, I don't want to remove... I actually like Melbourne. I'll just say it. I like Melbourne. But I also want to see what the racing is going to be like with the new layout before I say anything about Melbourne. I know it's a pretty boring race in terms of the race itself. But I actually think with the modifications, it could be a better track, and we haven't been able to see what the new track layout is like yet. This car is very, very slippery right now. Obviously, this is a dry setup on a wet track, so underrated and overrated. Okay. Overrated. I'm trying to think. Gosh, if there's just no grip out here. I think overrated, maybe Suzuka, but I like Suzuka, but I would say that from a fan perspective, it's overrated. Maybe. But I wouldn't remove it. I would keep Suzuka. Underrated track on the calendar. Wow, went in way too hot. It's a good thing I have enough fuel to turn a ton of laps, because that's not going to count for anything. Alright, let's just turn the lap. Way too late on the brakes. It's very tricky to drive this car because it's not set up for these conditions. We'll be lucky to get through. Underrated track. I'm trying to think of what would be an underrated track while I'm driving. I'm gonna say Bahrain. Okay, this setup is not working. Let's put it back in the lean mix for a second, cool the tires off. Bahrain is underrated, I think, a little bit. It gives us some good racing. Bahrain, I've always thought Bahrain produces pretty good racing. I'm trying to think of what's on the calendar. I can't even think of what's on the calendar. Baku is a little bit hit or miss. Alright, let's try this again and get the lap right this time. Try not to outbrake ourselves or screw up in the corners. That was definitely a very slow lap. Alright, let's get it right.
You into P10. You're currently in P10.
Oh, I got turn one right. Oh, I keep locking the rear tires every single time. Oh my gosh. please. I just want some grip. Oh my god. I'm just pushing too hard.
Okay, I think the track will be drying out quite soon. Mind you don't burn out your tyres.
Don't tell me that now, Jeff. I'm braking at the same points I would brake in the dry. That's not helping. I can't believe qualifying is in the wet. I'm terrible. I was always terrible in the wet. And this game is making it even more difficult. Oh my gosh. Gotta brake softer. I hate those that castle section in Baku. I always at least crash there at least once in the game. I don't know how they do it in real life. I don't think anyone's crashed there in a race. In F1 at least. Maybe in the lower series, but not in F1. Alright, let's get it right this time. Get the chicken! I feel like you either like Fernando Alonso a lot, or either people like him a lot or they don't like him at all. It's kind of a polarizing character in Formula One. I personally like Fernando. Doing better so far. I'm not braking as late. That was my biggest problem. I feel like you slow down faster with the downshifting and using engine braking instead of just, oh god, okay, that's way too fast. Got away with it. Somehow I got away with it. I don't have a Discord. Honestly, I don't even know how to use Discord. I've heard of it though. That was a little bit faster. What is that? P4? Okay, I'll take P4. This is a first qualifying session, so... Let's try this again. Way too fast. Hopefully we stay P4 because I'm not going any faster. Let's just back off the fuel for a second. Let's just back off. And then we'll go for one more lap before the end of the session. Just so we can protect our... Oh, we're P5. No, P4. We are P4. Yeah, I'll definitely look into making a Discord after this stream. The car is just not gripping anywhere. Alright, last try at it. I don't know how much time is remaining in the session. I forgot how long the qualifying sessions are. The first qualifying session is like 20 minutes. Jeff did say it would dry up. Oh god. Traction, please. Traction, please. Purple! We just went purple. How did I just go purple? I've also burned off the fuel in the car, so that definitely helps. That was on the limit through that chicane. Purple through the second sector.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
Either it's drying out, it's benefiting the car setup that I have, or it's the lower fuel levels. Uh-oh, a little bit wide. I remember one of the tricks was to use higher gears in this game, in the wet. This has been a very sloppy feeling lap. Feels very sloppy, but look at that. I'm almost 2 seconds faster.
Currently in P5.
That might be pole. Yep, that's pole position for Q1. It's Q1, so. Alright, I'm gonna box. Alright, it took me a while to get the hang of this car in the wet, but that was a decent lap. A little bit ragged. Rough around the edges, as I would say. A bit of a rough lap around the edges. We'll just take it real slow. Real gentle. There's 4.5 minutes left in the session, so unless it dries out dramatically, I think we will be fine. I should have just done short qualifying instead of doing the 3 qualifying sessions. It's going to take us a while. Just to do the qualifying portion of this. When it's raining in the F1 games, I normally just put 1 set of tires on and enough fuel in the car to do about 9 laps, and I just turn lap after lap. And I usually end up just improving over the course of the session, and it seems to have worked this time. We got pole, provisional pole. It's not actual pole position to start the race yet, but my question is, how much faster than Bottas were we? Alright, let's put the pit limiter on. This is a very awkwardly slow pit lane. I said that earlier in the session. That's right, Nico Rosberg was the defending champion coming into the 17 season. That's how long ago this game was. Oh wait, no, not the setup menu. The buttons are different in F1 2017 to the buttons I have mapped. Oh, it's 4/10 faster. Wow. It's Val. No, this is Lewis. What am I talking about? This is Lewis Hamilton. He's in 11th? Hold the phone. He's in 11th position. Wow. Accelerate time isn't working. I'm pressing it, but it's not accelerating time. Just in Q1. Oh, Kimi went faster. Barely faster. Okay, so it's going to... It's going to dry up in about 5 more minutes. Oh, that's how you fast forward. There we go. Is it dry outside on the track? Yeah. Alright, everyone's on Ultra Sauce, but I'm going to let it dry out to the last, I would say, last 6 to 5 minutes. And we'll go out on a set of Ultra Soft tires to set our Q2 lap time. We should easily make it through. But you know what? I could have tried this on a softer or harder compounded tires like Bottas. But everyone else is on Ultra Softs though. Let's put a... We're on Ultra Softs.
Okay, some quick lap times are now being posted. It's getting faster out there.
Thanks, Jeff. So let's go out with about 3.5 minutes left. Alright, we'll go out. And I'm going to drive out.
Clear the garage, please. Car ready to leave.
We should easily be able to make Q3 here. I have 8 laps of fuel in the car. Okay, we better make Q3 with that much fuel in the car. I forgot to take the fuel out. I'm an idiot. Alright, just put it on max fuel then. I'm an idiot. Burn off as much fuel as possible before we start the hot lap. So remember, this is the tire we start the race on. Oh, Kimi just went pole. I forgot, Kimi Räikkönen is super fast in this game for some reason. Okay, I'm gonna change the brake bias. There's so much grip. It's unbelievable how much grip. Seb fuel.
2 minutes remaining in the session.
Alright, we gotta get this lap correct. Alright, Seb, no pressure. Not purple, so we're not the fastest through the first sector. Which is okay, but yeah, something to think about. Nice and easy downshifts into the chicane. If you have to go through a lot of gears, I find if you downshift nice and carefully, the car slows down better. Still not purple through the second sector either. So I'm questioning how far off the pace are we. Car feels good. Feels hooked up. Doesn't feel bad at all. Just tons of grip right now. It's crazy how much grip there is. And P3, I'll take it.
P3 on the grid.
P3 with heavy fuel. I had, let me shake. We had 6.5 laps of fuel when we crossed the start-finish line. That's how much fuel was in the car. So P3 with that much fuel, I'll take it. That means there's more pace in the car. We have a lot more pace in this car. Let's take it nice and easy on the end lap, just because this is the tire we're going to start the race with. so let's not ruin these tires any more than we already
Has
have.
moved up into pole. First row of the grid.
This is Q2 though. This is not to set the grid. The next qualifying session sets the grid. So I don't know what Jeff is talking about. Crash now. I think we got a car that can fight for pole. I think we can fight for pole position here. Kimmy's so fast though, that's gonna be the thing. He's fast in this game. Like his AI. His AI is so ridiculously fast in this game for some reason. Yeah, it's Q2. So the next qualifying session is for pole. No, Kimmy, no.
Our fastest lap is a 1 minute 25.1.
Are you serious? 5/10? I'm assuming there's 5/10 difference in 6 laps of fuel. Also, did they really turn that many laps on those tires? Man, it's crazy. Alright, so fast forward to the end of the session. We should be P3. Yeah, P3. Not that much slower than Hamilton with, I would say, heavy fuel. So, I would argue that's pretty heavy fuel. Okay, let's do we do 2 laps in Q3 just to give ourselves the best shot. So let's do 2 laps. No, it's not in this menu. I keep forgetting that tablet was a thing in 2017. This weird tablet thing. Okay. Fresh ultra soft tires. That's our Q2 fastest. And then
If you want to know specific information,
take that fuel out of the car. There's too much fuel. 4.5 is fine.
Press and hold the radio button to activate the system.
And go to track, drive out.
Select it manually from the radio screen that will
Jeff
appear on
just
the
never
multifunction
shuts up.
display. While the radio is active, cycle through command groups with the MFD button. Engine fired, we're set.
We get it, Jeff. They had this weird radio effect in 7. That radio effect was not in 18. We got rid of that. I don't have a button to look behind. I don't know why I don't have a button to look behind. Alright. We can straight murder these tires. Because we don't have to start the race on them or anything. We can just go for it. Track still looks a little bit damp from where it rained. So at least that's pretty realistic though, that carryover into Q3. Jeff is an absolute meme in the F1 community. I love Jeff, but sometimes he just doesn't shut up. Alright, let's turn up the wick. Alright. Big lap time here. Let's see if we can claim provisional pole position. That was pretty decently quick through turn 1. You have to brake earlier for that corner than you think. Went purple. I would talk to the engineer, except I don't have my headphone mic plugged into the computer. It's plugged into my streaming computer. So it's not plugged into my gaming computer. So I can't talk to him if I wanted to. It's not plugged into the game. I have to use my mic so I can stream this game and use audio to stream. I don't know if this is going to be pole or not. There's so much grip right now. It feels good. I don't think it's pole. Is it pole? Yes!
You've just put in the fastest lap. Good job.
It's provisional pole. Mamma mia! Grazie ragazzi! We're Sebastian Vettel. We have to roleplay. Grande lavoro. What was the one he did in Mexico? Ah, pa 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 pa. That's pole position. I don't know. That was one of my favorite ones. I miss Sebastian's Ferrari pole position team radios. He always had so much excitement.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
I know a lot of people didn't like him though. A lot of people didn't like it, but a lot of us Ferrari fans. I'm a Ferrari fan, so a lot of us loved it. All right, Bottas. Where's Hamilton? Bottas is in second. It wasn't supposed to be a shooting sound. I don't know. Maybe it was. I don't know if that's what Seb did. A shooting sound?
Hamilton will be looking to secure his fourth championship this season and will be up against stiff competition from Sebastian Vettel. This season marks double world champion Fernando Alonso's 16th year racing Formula One.
Oh, all right. We still have to do one more lap just to make sure. Whoa, what's going on with the Force India in front? It looks like Kimi's coming in as well. Yep, there's Kimi. So
Far,
by a
our fastest
10th.
lap is a 1:24.6.
This is going to be a great race. We are only up by a 10th on Bottas. Where's Hamilton? Hamilton is 4/10 off of pole position, which is what we have. Okay, we're putting 4% wear on tire. All right, last chance to defend pole. Let's fast forward the time to about. Wait, how much time does it take to get around the track? We'll go out with 2 minutes remaining in the session. Yeah, don't say bomb on an airplane. Oh no. It says insufficient time.
Car leaving.
No, don't tell me that I can't turn another lap. Uh-oh. I'm going to have to really send it. I'm gonna have to send it. How much time's remaining in the session? They're taking forever to put me out of the... Thank you. Ferrari strategies. That meme. Yeah, it's gonna be very close to get to the start-finish line. It's gonna be... I don't know if we can set another lap time. We're gonna try. I'm gonna push. Push like a pregnant lady.
Kimi is in P3.
F for Kimmy. I'm just kidding. I think I went out too late. We're gonna find out. I think I went out a little bit too late. Oh yeah, that was one of the radios. Bye. Forza Ferrari. I think Bottas is going to go faster. So we have to set another lap to try and go faster. We have 23 seconds to get to the start. Oh, there's no way we're making it. There's no way. Yeah, we're not going to be able to set another lap time. There's just not enough time. 5 seconds. Yep. Qualifying is over. I went out just a little bit too late, but hopefully we still have pole. Do we still have pole? Yes! I didn't need another lap. Pole position! Yes!
The grid is all set then for the race tomorrow.
Oh
But
my
before we
God.
go, let's quickly remind ourselves of our top three, who are Vettel, Bottas, and Lewis Hamilton.
6.
With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
0.06 of a second. Oh my, look at the gap. That is incredible. We barely snagged pole position. Bottas went faster on his second lap, but not fast enough. Okay, on to the Grand Prix. How many laps is best seat in the house? Achievement unlocked. What was I gonna say? How many laps is Melbourne? It's like 60 something laps. What time is it? It's 11:10. Wow. At least it's dry. At least it's dry.
It's all change in the Formula One
Oh, the
circus
old
this year.
F1
New
logo.
Regulations mean we can throw the form book out of the window.
I missed
It's a
that logo.
clean slate where anything could happen here today as we get the 2017 Formula One World Championship underway.
Back when Malaysia was on the calendar, I wish they'd bring that track back.
Just south of Melbourne's downtown business centre is the one and only Albert Park Circuit. 3.3 miles of public roads, all closed for the weekend of course, make for a bumpy racing surface with little undulation. There are 16 corners around the lake, but a couple of good passing opportunities as well, thanks in part to the DRS zones into Turn 1 and Turn 3. So as we look ahead to what I hope will be a very entertaining race, I have to ask Anthony Davidson what you expect to see in terms of strategy today. I mean, do you expect a lot of tyre management? A lot of fuel management?
Well, don't we always? I don't expect these are going to be any more important than usual, if I'm honest. What I do expect, however, are a lot of drivers getting into the pits early for some kind of undercut on fresh
There he
rubber.
is.
If you can pit before the person in front, have a good stop and drive a
Seb.
blistering outlap, there may be 1 or 2 seconds to be gained. If anyone gets stuck behind another car, for example, that will be the go-to strategy, surely.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race.
So here's the starting
Sebastian
grid.
Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Raikkonen,
Hamilton
Max
and Raikkonen
Verstappen,
crash
and
into turn
Perez,
1.
Ricciardo, Ocon, Massa, and Daniel Kvyat. Alonso, Magnussen, Nico Hülkenberg, and Grosjean, Sainz, Stroll, Jolyon Palmer, and Stoffel van Dorn, Wehrlein, and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Pole position. Let's go for the win.
You know it, Jeff. Okay, so now I gotta think about this. I wonder if we should try and one-stop this. It's a little bit risky. Is there a way to remove a stent? Yeah, remove that. I think we should one-stop. I really do. And if there's a safety car, then obviously we would pit. But I'm gonna try. What's the time? Let's try and one-stop. Let's put. We're gonna burn fuel a lot here, so let's put a little bit of fuel. This is a really okay. Is there a way to change when we pit? Yeah. Oh, it's right here. What am I talking about? Does it tell you where tire wear is right there? I see it. 60% if we make it to lap 19. Projected race time plus 11 seconds. Dude, we can make up 11 seconds. Oh, projected race time is right there. I see it now. 11. Where does it start going? Okay, so the ideal lap to take this tire, this ultra soft tire to, is like lap 19. I think we'll come in on 19. So let's do a one stop and box on lap 19 for soft tires. That's the strategy. Okay, one stop. I think we can win this race easily on a one stop. So just gotta remember lap 19, formation lap, I think.
We're not seeing any technical issues coming off the practice start. Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want to book down.
So one thing, I don't have a way to look back, I think. Yeah, I'm pulling way ahead of the grid. I don't need to be going this fast in the formation lap. Let me just make sure that I have a button mapped to... Where is that? Is it under... customized controls? What am I talking about? Control scheme, F1 wheel, edit. Is there a button to look back? Look back. Oh, I don't have a button assigned for that. So I didn't have a button. Okay. Got it. This should be working. I should be able to look behind me now. Yes, there we go. Just so I can see if anyone's dive bombing. See how far ahead of Bottas I am on the formation lap. Yeah, there we go. Let's not go too fast. I thought I had that mapped, but it was not mapped. So that's why. So I'm taking this really easy because I'm trying to make this tire go to lap 19. I don't know what lap everyone else is trying to pit on, but our pit lap is 19. Oh, don't bin it on the formation lap. Who did that? Someone did that a few years ago, I think. They binned it on the formation lap. Oh, am I not going fast enough for you, Valtteri? Okay, I'm not going fast enough for Bottas. Just weaving. Going to put some temperature in the tires. Make sure we're on lean mix to start the Grand Prix. Yeah, the engine sounds were not particularly good in 2017. That's something that's definitely gotten better. To pole we go. Our first slot on the grid. It is ours. I'm a little bit nervous for the start, but we have the outside to turn one, which is the preferable side to be on.
The rest of the grid is forming
In
up.
real
Be
life,
patient and watch for the lights.
Seb has one here, not from pole, but like P2, I think. Not ready for this start. Alright, here we go. Wow, we were really held for a long time there. It's a pretty decent start.
Okay, that's a good start. Keep it up.
Then I ran wide. Oh, thank you. Ran wide. I got so much understeer. I don't know where that understeer came from. All right, that's cool. We'll see you when you get back. Another thing I'm gonna have to manage is fuel. Look at Kimmy, he's sparking away. It's a long race. Just remember that. It's a long race. Try and beat these guys on a one-stop. Should easily have the lead, but I don't. Because I made a mistake and out of the first corner. It's fine. But not really. Bottas is obviously the fastest. So he was the first man across the start-finish line on the first lap. At the end of the first lap. It's 58 laps, just to answer my question from earlier, how long this Grand Prix is. It's a long one, 58 laps is a lot. Put it in lean mix since we're getting some slipstream in the fin. Take it nice and easy. Once DRS becomes available, we'll get him. Should be available on this lap sometime.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap for the race.
A little bit aggressive there. That felt like we had to be. Clear DRS. We'll be fine if we can do that. Car feeling good so far. Oh, wow, we've already cleared Bottas. I'm just gonna leave it in standard mix. If I drop it in the lean every once in a while just to save fuel, but I'm not sure if there will be a safety car. But if there is a safety car, we can save fuel back. I've already made up for the horrendous start. It wasn't horrendous, it just wasn't perfect. The not perfect start. Bottas is staying with me, so keep that in mind. kind of trying to watch after my tires a little bit. Now this car, from what I felt in free practice, doesn't like the harder compound tires. So it's going to be very interesting going on the soft compound tire. Bottas is staying there. So we're not going to be pulling a huge gap, which is fine with me. It keeps it realistic. Oh, a little bit of understeer. Saved it.
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
Not even really pushing. Good amount of grip in these corners. I'm trying to put it in lean mix and it won't stay in lean mix. Now we're pulling a gap. Have this pace and do the one stop. Wow, I think we'll win quite handily. But it will turn into a two stop if there's a safety car. After we've stopped, of course. If there's a safety car after we pit,
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep
then
this
we'll
up.
stop again for a fresher set of tires because it only makes sense to do that under the safety car. But we'll see how this race plays out. I love it because I can just kind of relax right now. I'm in a stress-free position. Always get so much understeer in that one corner. Uh-oh. These tires still have a long way to go. This setup is great. It feels good. I feel super
Great
comfortable.
work. That's a new fastest lap for the race. So the
Got
gap
this.
to our teammate is 6.3 seconds.
I got this set up off the Steam Workshop. So it's the person that made this. You're a freaking legend. Starting to really pull a gap to the Valtteri. A little too hot into that corner. This game handles so much differently on PC compared to console. I can't remember, is the next race China or Bahrain? I can't remember where they went in 2017 after Australia. Corner cut, but it wasn't intentional. It's gonna help you gain a bit of time. Again, the car really loves the softer compound tires. That's one thing I noticed. So it just loves this tire. It's working for us right now. One thing I love about Melbourne is drive this track and you just get into a groove. Once you get into a rhythm, this track is just easy to drive. It flows decently from a driving perspective.
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
I'm not talking necessarily from a racing perspective. Making it super easy. Very wide away from the apex there. Gap to Bottas. Uh-oh. Okay. So I have to do that differently. Okay, let's try that again.
Bottas is behind you. The gap to the car behind is 7.1 seconds.
Oof.
They're on old ultra softs. We think they've got 2 stops remaining. The time last lap was a 1 minute 31.0.
This is where I think they're wrong, doing the 2-stop. Pretty aggressive. Shooting for that 1-stop. And I'm driving like a bat out of hell, doing a 1-stop. Try and do this 1-stop successfully. Tires still got to go to lap 19. I'm assuming they'll be boxing soon. The cars behind Bottas, Hamilton, Raikkonen. Almost lost the car. Thank God I didn't. Car's definitely starting to feel the tire wear. lot of tire drop off, I would assume, by the time we pit. We can do a little bit of fuel saving. And a touch of tire saving as well, so we'll do some lean mix just to save the tires and the fuel. Now lean mix is really going to slow us down a bit, but it's fine. See that slide there? I need to not do so much of that. Take it really nice and easy.
The gap behind us is 8.6 seconds.
Time for a tire management phase of this race. Way to see what the tires are at. 20%, that's actually not that bad for having to go, you know, so much longer. They're not gonna have to go for that much longer, and they're only at 20-something percent, 26%. It's really not bad. I can live with that. The grip isn't amazing though. You can definitely tell they're falling off a little bit.
Okay, distance to teammate, 12.4 seconds.
Bottas is just staying within that window. But like I said, I'm saving a little bit here. Wonder if the one stop will be beneficial late in the race without assuming we don't get a safety car. Please don't drift. It would be ideal not to drift in a Formula One car. And relaxing a little bit. Bottas might take advantage of this, might bring the gap back in a little bit. Valtteri, this is James. This is before that. 2017 is before that. Wow. Harry off the last corner. Bottas is back there some 8 seconds behind us. Yeah, he's just maintaining that gap. He'll have to undercut us. I'm going to look at the tire wear when we get to close to 18, 17, 18, 19, those laps, and we will decide if we can keep going. Tire wear is under 50%. We'll keep pushing the tires a little bit. Once they hit 50, we've got to be very careful not to go too much further beyond that. Maybe 60% maximum would be the tire wear I would go to. I wouldn't go any further beyond that. So we'll check that in a few more laps time. Yep, there you go. They're all boxing now. As I imagine they probably would. So Kimmy's first man in, and he's in pretty early, so that would confirm a two-stop. I understand that the one-stop is risky, but if we have the pace to one-stop it. If you don't have the pace, why would you one-stop? Or, well, we have the pace. No, I have that backwards. The pace to two. Some cars have the pace to two-stop. Some cars don't have the pace, so they would have to try and one-stop it. That's the cars at the back of the grid. Start on whatever tire they want, and they just try to go long, but they don't have the pace anyway. While the front runners have the pace to do a two-stop, for example, but they could also one-stop, which would just generally be faster as it's less time spent in the pits. So top teams can easily, you know, make their tires last anyway and do a one-stop anyway and be miles ahead. So the pit window is going to open up very shortly. Lap, would it be on lap? It would be on lap 19, which is when we want to come in. I think that the cars behind us have pit yet. It'd be cool if Jess would have fed us that information when they do pit. Eventually they will box.
Bottas behind. Okay, the gap behind is 9.3 seconds. They're on old ultra softs. We think they've got 2 stops remaining. The time last lap was a 1:30.6.
Oh, Hamilton's in. Super soft tires for Lewis. So he could theoretically go to the end, but I think he'll be doing ultra to super soft to ultra soft again. Or he could do 2 sets of supers. Either way, he's two-stopping probably. Now he'll be cruising around on a fresh set of tires and in clean air. Raikkonen is on a set of super softs. I imagine we'll see Bottas do the same. Don't know if I hit that bollard, but I was making it my goal not to hit the bollard. I probably just did. This is a good stage of the race for us to be decently quick. Just keep our pace up, keep doing what we're doing. We can make this up by just being decent on track.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
And setting purple laps, so that's good. Purple laps while everyone is in early, with us going long. That's a very good sign. Now I expect them to be setting some decently quick lap times on fresher tires in a moment. Hamilton, Raikkonen, those guys. Bottas. I don't think Hamilton gained anything in that stop. That slide is really going to hurt us. That's why we're one-stopping it today. Check the tires on the next lap.
Okay, car behind is now running the super soft tyre. That's the super
Okay, the car is starting to get away from me. Very, very slow right now. I'm sliding around a lot, so something has definitely happened in terms of tire wear. I'm going to check the tires on the pit straight. Well, well, I'm glad you prioritized this stream over school. Alright, I'll check the tire wear on the back stretch. Oh god, it's so sketchy. We need to box soon. This is what the soft tires are going to be like at the end of the race. Push this tire way out of grip. Okay, the tires aren't even at 50% wear though. So that's kind of weird. We're sliding around as much as we are. This is the risk of doing a one-stop, is trying to go long on a set of tires and they're just going to wear out. You can definitely feel the loss of grip.
Behind is 29.9 seconds. Your pit window is now open.
Okay, pit window open. Yep, Sauber when they were Sauber. Get out of the way, Verline. He does. I don't know if he gave me DRS. I don't think he did. We've got to make it to the end of this lap. Going very easy on the tires just because they are the car is very slippery. We're not even at 50% tire wear. Maybe it's a faster drop off on a softer compounded tire. It could be that. So we're going to pit for softs. And we're going to take those softs to the end of the race. Now that's going to be the difficult part because the car is probably going to feel a lot like this at the end of the race, and I'm going to have to defend with it probably. I don't know. It depends on the pace of the other cars. Everyone else is doing a two-stop. Or everyone else around us is doing a two-stop, I should say. Our pace, I don't feel like, has been very good. On the Warn Ultra Softs, you see how wide it's going. Remember, 60 kilometers an hour. Just on the dot, on the line, on the dot. We should come out ahead.
Exit now.
All right, good stuff. 2.6, not too bad. Not the fastest stop in the world, but not bad. We should come out ahead of Bottas. If we don't, we've really screwed this.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
What's the gap to Bottas? I think it's 9 seconds, which is what it was before, so I think the gap has stayed the same. Yeah, cold tires, holy crap. All right, put it in standard mix. We got to put some temperature in these tires. Man, the Ferrari looks really good on with the yellow soft tires. Looks really good on this Ferrari. Gonna find out if we are making the right decision here to one stop. Now keep in mind, this tire unless there's a safety car, has to go to the end. Oh, the gap is 3 seconds, so he really gained a lot by me just staying out that much longer. He gained a lot of time, but he's going to have to stop again. Whereas I won't have to stop again. But he's on the faster tire, theoretically. If I'd stayed out another lap, he probably would have passed me in the pit stop phase. Oh, there's a pit now rejoin position thing over there on my screen there on the right side. So that tells you where you would theoretically rejoin the race if you were to pit. That would have been helpful before I made my stop just to see. Oh, that was a terrible corner. I can afford to take it easy, but Bottas is gaining on me. I got to take it easy on these tires. They got to go to the end of the race, so I might just let Valtteri pass me if he gets close. See, he's right there in the distance. I may let him pass me just so we don't fight, because he's gonna have to make a second stop anyway.
The car behind is 1.7 seconds.
He can't go to the end of the race on that, so I'm just gonna probably let him pass. So I'm not holding him back anyway. He's just faster right now. That's the difference in tire compound. I don't want this tire to feel like crap by the end of the race. Purple final sector though, that feels good. And I have to save some tire and fuel, so let's just be very careful here. I don't know if Bottas can make up a pit stop window on me advantage in lap time if I let him pass me, so I'm not even worried about it if he does go past me, because what's the pit stop time loss at Australia? It's like 20 something seconds. It's a lot. He'd have to make a huge gap on me before he needs to stop again. Obviously if I could hold him up that would help, but I don't want to fight with him too much either, just because I don't want to chew up my tires. Gosh dang it. I missed my braking point. Alright, let's fight, Bottas. Let's do this. I don't want to. He's gonna get DRS. If I could get some DRS off the blue flagged car. Blue flag! That's Sebastian Vettel's song. Blue flag, blue flag. Gosh, Sauber was slow, wasn't they? Back in the day. Get out of the way, Ericsson. Oh my goodness. That was just, I know he's holding up Bottas though. What a king! He at least held up Bottas. Bottas still behind him? No, Bottas is passed. Okay. Well, that helps me out. Dude, the G through that corner in real life is tremendous. They pull like, I think in 17 they were pulling like 6.5 G in that corner. That's insane. Could you imagine pulling 6.5 G in a Formula 1 car? And you're like sitting only a few inches with your butt off the ground. That's how low you sit in the car. You're pulling that much force. Must be an experience. Wow, Bottas really did get held up. Look how far back he is. More blue flags as well. That might help me. Or hurt me. See if Verline, Ericsson's teammate, is a little bit nicer. Do I not get blue, DRS off of the back markers? Or am I just not close enough? I don't know what my gap is to him. I don't know if I'm within a second. Again, I gotta pass him in the same section of the track. Made it easier this time. I went down the inside. That made it a lot simpler to make that move. I hate catching them right there. It's one of the worst places you could catch them. Now, I may have been baited into chewing up my tires. These tires basically have to do 38 laps. Something like that. It's a lot of laps to do on a set of soft tires, although the hardest compound tire that F1 would bring to Australia back in the day. Now, Bottas's super softs won't last that long. They'll last longer than the ultras, which they comfortably did about 16 laps on. So they've been on that tire for about 10 laps now. I've only been on this tire since lap 19, so about 6 laps. Have a light lift. Catch Lance Stroll. Vettel's in real life teammate this season at Aston Martin. Stroll is really slow on ultra softs. Obviously, wait, never mind. Maybe he's not obviously trying one stop. I don't know. Maybe he is trying one stop. Stay out and pray for a safety car. Not even half distance yet. Bottas, oh Lord, he coming. Just you wait until we get to Bahrain. I'm gonna kill it at that track. I usually go really well at Bahrain, so I'm looking forward to driving that track. Just like 2017, he won there, and in Australia he won 17 in Australia in 17 as well, and in 18. Same thing in Bahrain. Won both of those races. 17 and 18. Look at Bottas. He's freaking flying. Really turned up the wick on that Mercedes. Like I said, the Ferrari doesn't seem to like the harder compound tires. At least it doesn't like them at Australia. You gotta be careful not to take too much out of the tires, so don't drive too aggressive right now. My plan was to one stop, so let's see if it works out for me. Or do the cars behind me have enough pace to make the two stop faster? Valtteri is closing quick, and he just sets the fastest lap. I knew that was coming. We can rich mix it. We're going to try and hold him up, but there's only going to be so much I can do. The blue flags really did help. If I could catch one of these back markers quickly, they can maybe help slow him down. Not intending to go purple there. I just happened to go purple. Valtteri is closing quick. Who's that in front? Go away, Bottas. It's Alonso in the McLaren and Fernando. Give me DRS. Fernando, get DRS. He might have just done it. No DRS. So I guess you didn't get DRS off back markers? Do I have that really wrong? Do I really have that wrong? What you were supposed to. And Bottas cleared him quick. This race is going to be spicy to the end. Maybe I can hold Bottas up a little bit here. And like I said, the more we can hold him behind, the less he gets clean air to work with, and the more he chews up those tires. Which means he can't stretch to build that gap for the pit stop that he needs. So we might be fine here. All right, man. Definitely get some sleep, especially if you got school. The stream will still be here in the morning. Replay of the stream, that is. Oh, God. Here comes Valtteri. Here we go. This is gonna be big. I gotta hold him off here. Hold him back a bit. Gonna buy me some time here. If I put a set of ultra soft tires on later in this race, it's over. It's game over because this car is just so lightning quick on that tire, but it's not great on the soft tires. That's what's really holding me back a little bit right now, is this car not being so good on the harder tires.
Yellow flag.
Ooh. Car failure? Yep, Ericsson has an engine failure. Or some kind of failure. Safety car? Car almost went round on me. Bottas is going to have DRS here.
Our gap to our teammate is 4.7 seconds.
I'm feeling okay about this. Smells blood in the water. I went wide through that corner. I don't know why I went wide. AI are a bit afraid to attack, but we're going to pretend like it's dirty air. It's going to get me on this straight. Pump it up in the ridge. Make you go the long way around, Valtteri. Oh, Ericsson, you moron. Wow, he just parks it right on the apex. That was very close. Glad I didn't take the apex. I was like, Valtteri, you can't pass. It's yellow flags. That's bought me some time. That little moment with Ericsson being on the apex. That's bought me some time. Fending off Valtteri. I'm acting like this is fighting for the race win, but it's not. His tires have a long way to go. Valtteri's going to have to pit again. At some point. I got that all wrong. It's not faster than Valtteri is right now, which is fine. It's acceptable. I can live with it. Well, obviously, Ericsson's out of the race. Parks it right on this apex. It's going to give Valtteri a great run on me down the straight. Yeah, he coming. Got to be ready for it. We just seem to be faster in just the right areas.
Okay, some information on Perez. They are out of the race.
Okay, another car out of the race. We can put Ricardo behind us, between us and Valtteri, and we will.
Caution, caution.
That's huge. Wow, that was good timing.
Okay, clear.
A home man in his home race, Daniel Ricciardo. .33 of 58. Come on. He's got to be pitting soon. Been on those tires almost 20 laps now. I'd imagine he'll be pitting around lap 36, something like that. If we can hold him behind us until then, that would be kind of nice. Then he doesn't get past us before the pit stop phase. That's my plan anyway. I'm going to put you a lap down. See, now he's back on us now. Ricardo held him up nicely coming out of the pits, so that was a good, well-timed strategy call by Red Bull. Thank you, Red Bull. We can catch up to these guys. We can put another car between us and Bottas. Kevin Magnussen between us. And Valtteri. Haas is Ferrari powered, so there should be team orders at Haas to get out of the way. We supply you engines. Get out of the way, we supply you engines. So the thing is, Haas actually had a pretty decent car in 17, I think. They did in 18. 17 was an okay car, I think. Oh man, he got through there quickly, did Valtteri. They're gonna be fine. We're gonna hold it back.
2.7 seconds.
I think we're gonna hold it. I think we're gonna hold him up. The whole stint. He's not getting passes on his stint right now. We're getting another friend to help us out in the Toro Rosso up ahead. Starting to find some pace. Slipstream is helping. And the burned off fuel levels also helping. The torpedo himself. Daniel Kvyat. Oh, we're gonna get DRS as well, finally. Get DRS off of a back marker. And Raikkonen's in, so yeah, told you, lap 36 is about roughly their pit window, and I was right. And we'll get more DRS as well. That's crucial, that really helps us. Helps us stay ahead of Bottas. So Valtteri might be in on this lap. Might be in. I would expect him to be in. Hamilton in third now. He hasn't run in third all race. So their strategy is ultra soft, super soft, super soft. Bottas not in, that means Hamilton probably is. And Bottas sets the fastest lap. I'm gonna help him out with that fastest lap with slipstream and stuff, DRS, etc. Whatever. Bottas can set those fastest laps, I don't care. There isn't a point for it in 17. Don't know who's in front of me. It might be Massa. It is Massa. Massa and Ocon. They're lapping so much of the field, man. That is the pace of this Ferrari. More than half the field is going to be a lap down. Lewis Hamilton pace, baby. Obviously struggling to follow them in the wake of that turbulent air. The flags. Of course, they're battling, so they're probably not going to care. Tire are they on? Super softs? Probably. These guys are running in the top 10 right now, and they probably started. Ocon is in. But Massa's going to give me DRS. And Bottas is still staying out. So there goes Massa. He gets out of the way. Thank you, Felipe. Felipe, baby, stay cool. And DRS there. Trying to just relax it. Bottas should be in another lap or so. There's no way he's staying out any longer than this. Unless he's just trying to get one stop on a set of supers. Raikkonen sets the fastest lap. Not a surprise. Fresh tires and everything. 20 laps to go. We're going to get Verline again. He'll get out of the way. Oh my god, don't move like that, please. I'm just trying to take some slipstream. Oh wow, look at that. Bottas got held up big time. There's no way he is... There's no way that he is not coming into the pits now. He might as well. Is that him behind? He stays out? That's insane. Staying out really long on this set of tires. It's only 2.9 behind. He might be trying to go really long so he can have that set of ultra softs at the end of the race. That's a big move. Big brain strategy there. If he tries that, it could be game over for me if he tries that.
He's giving it everything. He's just put in the fastest lap of the race.
Kimmy is giving it everything. Are you giving him everything, including the drink?
Fuel is at target -1. Let's
Yeah, I
turn the
know.
engine down, please.
This engine is thirsty. She a thirsty girl. I'm walking on sunshine. Woo. I'm driving on sunshine. Imagine you sing that on team radio. The engineers would think you're crazy. Valtteri, he's still out. I think he's going to stay for ultra softs. There's no way. There's no way. He would have pit already if he was going for supers. He's going to go for ultras. I mean, they can do 13 laps. We know that, right? That was a corner cut in half. Whoops. Just improvise. That's the way I think the corner should be. That's all. I'm just trying to show the FIA some ideas for modifications they can make to the track layout. So that was all that was. Hamilton only 13 seconds behind. Has he made a second stop yet? It's going to be an interesting finale to this race. If Hamilton is truly 13 seconds behind, with 18 laps remaining, ooh, he could gain on us. Be careful not to use lean mix too much or for too long. He's get that fuel back and then burn some. Grosjean and Sainz are having a ding-dong battle right in front. I got a front row seat to this. Alright. Bottas is catching up. Sainz, get out of the way. That helps Grosjean. It kind of releases Grosjean a bit. Oh, that was so close. Oh, Grosjean almost ruined my race. Why did he slow down so much on the apex? That was very dangerous. Raikkonen is just pumping in fastest laps now, man. I don't think Hamilton has stopped. I think the Mercedes cars are staying out, looking for ultra soft at the end. They don't have to go too many more laps at this stage, and that makes a lot of sense. Just get the ultra soft tire and push on it. Now they're gonna lose a lot of time in the pits because I'm staying out. I'm obviously not pitting, so I saved myself the trouble of having to lose that time in the pit stop. But they're gonna have a fast tire at the end. Now, is it fast enough to make up 20 some seconds or whatever the pit stop delta loss is? I can't remember what it is here. It's like 20 something seconds. It's a decent loss. Car's starting to come around, coming out of the last corner. I gotta be careful. Loose as a goose. I mean, I think with a one stop, it should be an easy win, in theory, but it depends on what the tire fall off is like at the end of the race. If it's bad enough, at the end of the race, we are screwed. Now, we did see a lot of tire drop off with the ultra softs on the first stint. That was with a softer compound tire that can't go as long anyway. So this is a little bit different tire compound. It has a little more durability. I think we're looking fine. Oops. Small mistake. See, that's what I'm nervous about, is the handling is going to go off at the end of this race. Oh, I think Bottas is in. Uh-oh, you see, we're already starting to deal with some handling issues. Yeah, Bottas puts on ultra softs, called it. Called their strategy. Well, Kimi pumping in fastest laps. He's 19 seconds behind. What, where would I come out? Second. If I pit now, I would come out in second. Kimi is looking rapid. 19 seconds behind. It's going to be hard to hold Kimi off if he is right there at the end of this race. Yeah, he's gaining. Now, to catch me would be one thing. To pass me is another, as we saw with Valtteri. Can we hold off two fantastic fins today? Now, what's interesting is Bottas on ultra softs. A little bit nervous about Kimi catching me by the end of the race. I won't lie. Hamilton sets the fastest lap now. It is game on. It is game on. Kimi now 17.4 behind. He's almost a second a lap faster. How long will it last? He's a second lap. He's 17 seconds behind. There's 14 laps left. Ooh, it's going to be very spicy. The ending of this race could be pretty darn good. So strap in, because we could have a great end to this race. Especially if I have to save a bit of fuel. We've done a good job so far. Someone just came out of the pits. I don't know who's behind me and out of the pits. Valtteri sets the fastest lap. Not surprising that the Mercs would be that fast, but they're a few extra seconds back. So I can't pit now if I wanted to, so I'd come out in third. So I'm not going to even pit, but I would get fresher tires, but we're sticking to this one-stop strategy. I think it gives us the best chance to pull out a victory here today. But it's going to be very interesting at the end. I think I did hit the bollard that time. Made it my objective not to hit that. We'll see the next time we come around. Ooh, the car almost came around on me. Yep, we're running out of tire. That's what I'm most afraid of, is running out of tire by the end of this race. They're going to have fresher tires. Again, these, however many lap old softs. Been on since the end of lap 19, 30 something laps. Ton of laps to do. Hopefully they fight behind me. Get into a nice ding-dong battle. That'll slow each other down. Be nice. Actually a little bit nervous about the Mercedes cars because they got that good ultra soft tire on and they're going to be super fast on that thing. I think Bottas will take P2. It's not that far behind Kimi on a better tire late in the race with low fuel. It's going to be very difficult to hold that up. So within the last 8 laps or so, we're going to need to focus on fuel saving. Fine for now, but yeah, we're going to have to get to a point where we're going to have to work on saving a little fuel. That lockup isn't going to help. So focus on keeping these guys behind me. Gap has kind of stabilized to Raikkonen. Ooh. Oops. All right.
Kimi behind. The gap behind us is 15.0 seconds. They're on old super softs. The time last lap was a 1 minute 28.2. So the gap to our teammate is 15.1 seconds.
He's gonna have to be faster than that if he wants to catch me by the end of the race. I think he's gonna have to be way faster than that. Thing is the shadows are starting to cover the apexes a bit for me. I'm not seeing the apexes easily in the shadowed areas, so might be a little bit slower in those sections of the track. Hamilton is in fourth, I think, right now. Bottas is catching Kimi, so they're going to fight. We should pretty much have this done. Like I said, the one stop is almost an easy way to secure a victory here. It's not guaranteed. I think we can easily have done it with this one stop. But again, we still got to go to lap 58. And I don't know if the tires will drop off a lot before then. Just trying to take it really easy here. Lean mix. Just make some of that fuel saving easy. The late stages of this race. Also short shift. Just save some fuel. Oh, Raikkonen now 13.5. He is just towing Bottas along, basically. I put in a green sector. Glad when this race is over. Had the lift. Still faster though, even with the lift. It's the gap to get Raikkonen. More back markers that are actually going to help me out. Or they'll hurt me if they hold me up too much. I don't think they'll hold me up that much. For the most part, they do tend to get out of the way. Oh, I just realized, by the way, the bollard is missing. I wasn't looking for it earlier, but now it's missing. So I may have been the one that took that out. Stroll and Palmer. Had to do that. Stroll was not going to get out of the way. He just stopped on the apex. so glad I have the reaction time. Get out of the way there. It's like the AI, and back in the day, it's like the AI, they did not know how to get out of your way when they were blue flagged, so they just parked them on the apex. It's like they were freaked out. Programming wasn't quite worked out right to get out of the way. I've had many a race ruined by that back when I used to play this game when it was new. Oh, I had massive lift. Got way out in the corner. Lots of understeer on the way out, on the exit. Car out of control. I blame Palmer for the turbulent air that he's sending to my car. I don't have that downforce in the corners there. Not that far now from the end. Big Palmer. So I know how you're going to be. It's going to be very difficult to get past you. Just going to have to take it very easy. Honestly, the tires don't feel bad at all. I feel fine this late in the race. Maybe Ferrari is quite kind on its tires. Or at least on the harder compound tires. 5 line. Get out of the way. Hello, German. Pascal Verline. He and Seb are actually really good friends in real life. Now the lean. So if we can put it in lean. Now it has. Flat out. We'll be fine. We're fine. Bottas in second, by the way, I just realized. Valtteri in second. 10 seconds is the gap. Not enough time left in the race, but we'll see if his pace is ultra quick and clean air. That might be the difference. His ultra softs at the end of this race could come back to bite me, but we'll see. He's going to be held up a little bit by Palmer, so Palmer could help hold him up. That would be great. Running wide would also, not running wide would also help. And I can tell you, he's going to come right back at us, the ultra softs. There's not but 5 laps left in the race, so we should be fine. We'll have to save fuel at some point, but I think we'll be fine. Unless his pace is like, you know, I don't know, what, 5 seconds a lap?
Distance to teammate, 11.6 seconds.
That lockup is massive. Feeling the pressure? I don't have to be perfect here. But I do have to be clean. Pretty clean. I don't want Valtteri to catch. Yeah, I think we're fine. He'd have to make up quite a pace on us get us by the end of this race. I think he's actually more like, he'd have to make up like 3 seconds a lap. He doesn't have enough pace to get to us by the end of this one. This is, who was it in the Renault? Hulkenberg? I think it was Hulkenberg in front of us, the other Renault. Who drove the other Renault in 17? It was Hulkenberg. Doing fine. And it is.
There's 3 laps of
Shadows on this track are so bad. I can't really tell, honestly, where the track limits are in the shadowed areas. Hey, what's up, Zamar? 01? Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. I'm struggling on tires a little bit now. Yep, it's coming back to bite me a little bit. I don't know what language that is. I don't know if it's Spanish, but I don't speak anything except English, so I can't actually understand it. Gap is 7 seconds behind. He just doesn't have enough laps. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna win this race. Unless I bin it. Please don't bin it. Oh god. Six seconds, but yeah, Valtteri's rapid though on the Ultra Softs. Just as I thought he would be. God, the car got loose out of there. What is the gap now? Yeah, it's too much of a gap. 2 laps remaining. 2 laps remaining. It's just too much. 6 seconds, not enough. This one stop has been a bit of an adventure at times, but it's come through to help us in this one.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
We're gonna be fine.
Gap behind is
We're fine on fuel, Jeff.
5.6 seconds.
Jeff insists that we worry about 1 lap of fuel left. Gosh, I have no grip behind that car in that corner. Behind Hulkenberg. Dirty air. All dirty air. I'm really struggling in it. For real. Dude, those blue flags have been waving for forever for Hulkenberg. Hulk, get out of the way. Alright, Alright, last lap. Let's use a bit of rich mix since we got fuel
This
to
is
play
your
with.
final lap of the race.
Push it hard. Hard mode extreme. He's gonna get in the way right here. Thank you, Hulk. Got out of the way just right. Now we're gonna have to watch fuel because we're already burned off a lot of it. A lot of the excess that we had. And we are gonna win the Australian Grand Prix. Yes!
Nice work, that's P1. Race win. Well done.
Grazie ragazzi. Forza Ferrari. Thank you. Oh, that feels awesome. Flashback free race. Of course, this is a championship mode. There aren't going to be any flashbacks that are
Great
going to be
effort there
used.
from Ferrari to take the victory
Oh,
today.
it feels awesome.
And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
Well, I think the track conditions just really suited their car today. Wind, track temperature, you
Clean
name
race,
it.
man.
These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature. So the more easily you can keep them there, the better your race tends to go. And that's exactly what happened. Their car just looks so comfortable out there.
So, here they come now, out onto the podium. Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, the prancing horse flags are dominant in the grandstands, and they're out in force again today. It's Ferrari, on the top step once more.
Well, he finished about some 6 or 5 seconds ahead of Valtteri, so it was close. With the one-stop strategy, it was pretty risky, but it allowed us to win the race. Or so I would say. I would say that allowed us
And
to win the
after
race.
this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the Drivers' Table. Sebastian Vettel takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship after that excellent result. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
I'm going to say Carlos Sainz. It was probably one of his best drives this season, and I was thoroughly impressed.
On to the constructors then. Ferrari move to the top of the table. There'll be plenty more twists and turns to come this season. I hope you can join us at the next race to see just who will come out on top.
So, we almost put everyone in the top 5. Everyone except the top 5 was on the lead lap. Max was almost a minute behind us at the end of the race. That's what kind of pace we had. We were that rapid, but ourselves, Kimi and Valtteri were that rapid. We were just that rapid. Good pace there. Hamilton that far off is quite the shock. But we take the lead in the Drivers' Championship with the 25 points in the race. There's the standings right here. Vettel, I mean, of course, the race results are basically the standings, but there you go. Vettel from Bottas and Raikkonen, 2 Finns. And there's Ferrari up top with 40 points and already a 10-point gap in the constructors, but that will probably fluctuate throughout the season. Let's look through the race summary, basically. 1 stop, only driver on the grid to do 1 stop. We had a couple of 3-stoppers. We had Verstappen on a 3-stop. With a 2-stop, I don't know if he had damage or not, but with a 2-stop, he could have easily finished close to a podium probably. It would have probably had a better result maybe. I don't know. The Red Bull's not that fast. It's hard to say because the Red Bull is just not going to compete with the Ferrari and Mercedes. It just isn't. Incidents. Collision with Palmer. collision with Ericsson, mechanical failure, ignored blue flag, so that's what Massa was penalized for. A warning, a collision with Raikkonen, so some collisions. Oh, Verline, didn't he have the, was it, who had the failure and they parked it on the apex? It was Ericsson, wasn't it? Yeah. So, interesting. I wonder if he caused any collisions in there. Anyway, advance. I don't know if this takes us straight to the next race weekend. It is gonna be China. Okay, so I was correct. It is China. We got some achievements there on the right side. So it's gonna be China for the next race of the calendar. I was not certain, but I've had a feeling it might be China. So there you go. There's confirmation. China, the Chinese Grand Prix is next. I'm looking forward to Bahrain more than China. I'm pretty sure we can quit to the main menu and then we can jump back in. The old F1 intro as well. But I'm pretty sure we can jump back in if we just quit to the main menu.
Good morning, and I hope you're as excited as we are for today's practice session here at the Shanghai International Circuit. This 5.45 kilometer track provides both low-speed cornering and a long high-speed straight, a combination that will challenge even the most experienced driver. I'm here with Anthony Davidson once again. Nice to see you, Ant, and I wanted to ask you about how you go about improving the car over the course of a practice session. How much would you say is already known from the pre-race simulations, and how much do you have to do, how much do you have to work on with a real car on a real circuit?
Well, that's a good question, Crofty, and I suppose the simple answer is that there's no such thing as too much information. As you say, the bigger teams have very complex simulations, vast numbers of clever people crunching the numbers back at base, but what they can't tell you is stuff like how the track condition's going to be, or what the temperature's going to be doing over the course of the day, and how all of that's going to be interacting with the tyre. There are so many millions of tiny variables involved in getting these cars around a racetrack quickly, but the computer can't tailor the car to a driver's specific balance requirements. At some point, you still need to put a human being in there and have them feel it through the seat of their pants. And that's why we end up with different drivers having different setups. So what I'm trying to say is, Crofty, nothing beats on-track testing.
I miss Maurizio at Ferrari. Just gonna say it. Alright, so let's look through the weekend weather real quick. Okay. Because normally China does rain. I should be able to back out, hit this button here, go to quit to main menu, session progress. Can we do a mid-session save? Or do we just quit the main menu, because I think it's saved already. Yeah, it saves it already, so we can just jump back in next time we come in to do China. We could do a mid-session save, but I'm just gonna back out. Oh, I love the music from this game. This game had some of the greatest menu music in any video game ever. Not just an F1 game, but just in any video game in the history of ever. Great music. Alright, that's going to do it for this one. We'll be back with China, which is round 2. Can we look through the calendar just to see what the calendar is through here? If I click on this, Love that helmet from Lewis, by the way. China, Bahrain, then Russia. That's right, Sochi was early in the calendar. Then they would go to Spain, then Monaco, followed by Canada, Baku, Austria, Silverstone, Hungary, they didn't have France, Belgium, Italy, Singapore, Malaysia. Oh, missed this track. Really looking forward to doing this track. Really looking forward to this. That is going to be so far down the I don't know what race that was. It was way in the back half of the calendar. Then Suzuka, Kota, Mexico, Brazil, and Abu Dhabi. Brazil should still be the last race of the calendar. Anyway, that's going to do it for now. Hopefully that's not the car that wins the championship. Hopefully that's the car that will win the championship in our championship contending season. Alright, that's going to do it for now. We'll be back probably tomorrow with China. One of these days we'll do a double header. Probably Thanksgiving Day, actually. We might do a double header for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving night. So that might be what I'll do Thanksgiving night. Let's do a little double header race for Bahrain and was it Russia? I think it was Bahrain and Russia. Anyway, that's it.